Hello, so good to meet you at our global motivational meeting. We are reading World Scriptures book, these God's words that inspire billions of people, families, communities, countries, and the whole world, and will help you to just read this and practice in daily life. As you're reading this holy book from the beginning, please find all the chapters on our Message to Billion channel, and let's see what God prepared for us today. Let's read about self-sacrifice. Self-sacrifices is to offer one's entire self, body, mind, and spirit to the service of God and the fulfillment of His will. In times of oppression, self-sacrifice may mean literally to give up one's life as a martyr. In time of a relative ease, self-sacrifice means to be a living sacrifice, dedicated every action to the divine purpose. Jesus offered a model of self-sacrifice in his death on the cross, and teach the same by commandment to give his followers, take up your cross and follow me. As individuals, each of us has a cross to bear. Maybe several and religion commands we deal with our burdens with an attitude of submission and self-sacrifice. However, Father Moon, like other great saints before him, takes up crosses, putting his life on the line to save others and confront the evils of the world. This is the noblest way of life, offering oneself as a living sacrifice. I appeal to you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, to present you bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. The tea as a sacrifice, Zarathustra offers the very life and being of his self. He dedicates the first fruits of his loving thought to Ahura Mazda. He offers the best of his words and deeds and willing obedience to the divine law. I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. O Son of Man, if you love me, turn away from yourself, and if you seek my pleasure, regard not to your own, that you may die in me and I may eternally live in you. Man, in truth, is himself a sacrifice. Would that I were an offering, take up in the coming hand, draw near to my God, draw near to my God. Further, let's read the quotes from the Second Coming Messiah, Father Son Minutes. Human beings should present themselves as living offerings before God and become the fruits of goodness who can demonstrate Heavenly Father's internal heart. An offering should not have any concept of possession. A person who would be an offering should sacrifice for his people. He should move forward for the purpose of the whole, not for his own purpose. As an offering, you should set up public goal and exert yourself for that, not for a private goal. As an offering, you should become a foundation of good soil, upon which God can destroy evil and establish the way of goodness. The Chinese character of righteousness, Yu in Korean, is combination of two Chinese characters. Yang means sheep, and Ah means self. In other words, when you put yourself in the position of a lamb, you will create the condition for righteousness. All human beings have a to travel a course of recreation and restoration, and this requires that we walk the path of sacrifice. We cannot recreate ourselves by ourselves. We must walk a path by which God invests his energy to create our ideal self. That is why we must sacrifice. We sacrifice to that God has room to recreate us as his partners. This is the original standard of the principle. Therefore, a religion that seeks human perfection or the ideal world must inspire its followers to make extraordinary efforts. We sacrifice our self-centeredness, and in proportion to that sacrifice, God restores our original nature. This course is necessary because we are products of the fall. Accordingly, all religions people must walk a path of effort and endure hardship. It is the fundamental point of recreation. To reach the ideal of perfection is not easy. It requires a state of absolute self-denial. We cannot do this if we insist on our own viewpoint. The God of goodness is the God of sacrifice and love. Love cannot exist apart from sacrifice. Love is the essence of sacrifice. If you sacrifice yourself for someone you love, you do not consider that sacrifice to be a sacrifice. The more you sacrifice yourself, the more fulfilled you feel. Love has this paradoxical nature. The size of one's love always became apparent in the degree of sacrifice. That is what determines whether a love is great or small. The greater the sacrifice, the greater is the love. A small sacrifice only demonstrates a lowly love. When you see things with the mind of love, you do not think of yourself, but deny yourself and go the way of sacrifice. You must become a perfect minus in front of a perfect plus. When a perfect minus appears in front of a perfect plus, another plus is attracted to it. For example, if I am a perfect minus before a nation, the ultimate plus God will be attracted. This is a principle of heaven and earth. Therefore, the tradition of patriots in one is one of blood, sweat, and tears. The tradition of filial piety is one of blood, sweat, and tears. It is the same with the way of virtuous women, virtuous men, patriots, and saints. This is the mainstream tradition. Only through sacrificing our blood, sweat, and tears are we concentrated with the kingdom of heaven, the world of unity. This is an infallible truth. Many people worship tea, hoping for heaven's blessing. Others make a devotion to become Thai children. But today, even after 6,000 years have passed, it is difficult to find devoted people, Thai true sons and daughters who want to be offering to tea. So powerful quotes for today. If you have difficulties, please watch one more time this video. Share this video as me and this billion happy life subscribers marathon. Contact me for consultation, cooperation, and become a member of this Heavenly Parents Holy community globally. The contacts are below. And turn on suggestion playlists. Choose the favorite one. We have several ones. And be blessed all day. Stay happy, healthy, and see you tomorrow with more powerful quotes. Yours, Nicolae Cirpala. Bye-bye.